It's the Social Revolution. I'm John Naylor, and at my side, Puneet Sharma. We're having this extended conversation about graphic design, and I want to talk about fonts.
Let's talk about fonts, baby.
Yeah, you said, I've got nothing on fonts. So we're going, no, that's not true.
Oh, we're about to open a whole new can of worms now.
Oh, there's a whole new series of videos of this, I'm sure. But no, look, Puneet, I'm thinking about designing a new brand, a new logo. I'm going to have a shot at myself. Going to use Arial.
Arial?
Arial.
It's Arial.
Arial in my world.
Not Arial. It's like, it sounds like something else that comes around, you know.
You Mac users trying to make things more sexy than they are.
It is, you know.
Arial.
Once you go Mac, you don't go back.
McDonald's, maybe.
Yeah, possibly.
As long as you only have one hash brown and share it between three. Yeah.
Hey, is that thrifty or is it being health conscious?
Oh, you know, one person's health conscious, another person's mean, you know. Depends on the way you said it. Anyway, let's talk about fonts. So, look, we see a lot of stuff go out, DIY logos, outsource, you know, got my business cards, $100 with a logo for 1,000 cards printed in black and white. Arial. Use that Arial.
Oh, tomato. It's all right.
Yeah, it might come to blows, I don't know. But anyway, look, it horrifies me to see people do that, Puneet. And so what advice have you got around that?
My advice about fonts, I can't sum it up in 10 minutes because I'll go on a massive rant. When people, seriously, it's one of my pet peeves when people use the wrong font for the wrong, you know.
How about Comic Sans? Comic Sans?
I love Comic Sans.
I took over one of my first websites, all the existing pages, this is 1999, and all the pages had been export from Word. Good on you, Sue, nice work. Exported from Microsoft Word, and she was a big Comic Sans fan, you know. Oh, wow. And it was colours. There was some lime in there, there was some blues and reds.
Please tell me they used MS Paint also, please.
No, well, that was through a BMP, you know, back in the day. I don't think there was any. I think it's some. Anyway, look, fonts, Comic Sans.
Comic Sans. I think Comic Sans should be the Donald Trump of all fonts. It is actually the Donald Trump of all fonts.
Yeah, well, outlawed by the Geneva Convention type things like mustard gas and Comic Sans. We're going over the top. We've got the mustard gas shells, and we've got comics. We're armed with Comic Sans. Let's go and get those.
But believe it or not, there are so many awesome fonts out there now, and all of them for free that you can use legally rather than, you know, just nicking fonts off from websites. I won't mention. I don't want to give them credits. But to get started, you know, Google Fonts, definitely, you know, you can use them, and they're very compatible with the digital space also. If you're going to use them, it makes life so much easier for you.
Oh, absolutely. Well, your web designer.
Yeah, for your web designer,
because he's going to be able to say, oh, that font, okay, I can just include that library from Google itself. I don't even need to insert it into the website.
Exactly.
I can just import and use.
Exactly. Things are evolving so much. Also, you know, your designers, like me as a designer, I use Adobe products. Adobe has its own, you know, library of fonts. It's called Typekit. Excellent fonts there.
They be available online as well. I'm sure a company like Adobe's going to make that stuff available for
a price,
including your website.
For a price, yes.
Licensed.
Yeah, it's all about licensing. Yeah. we can talk about licensing also. How and you know what.
Another time.
Yeah,
let's talk about how about this. So let's talk about some do's and don'ts, because I know that's where you can add value very quickly. There's those lovely things where you see people want to use some sort of really big scripty, swirly font. You know,
handmade fonts, they are massive, they are big, but they are for a certain type of things that you would use. The first example that comes to my mind is wedding invitations.
Oh, you read my mind. When they got that lovely, but then they try and use that for a logo. Those sorts of fonts, those big things that belong at a wedding, turn up in a logo.
Massage therapists.
And then
they use them.
They give it to the web designer, and they go, okay, and we say, okay, we've got to squeeze that up in this little corner, of the website.
Yeah.
And it's completely illegible.
Exactly.
Completely.
We've gone full circle now. We've come back to the first video, the first question that was asked. So.
How do I make it translate?
Yeah, how do you make it translate in a digital space? So that's what it is.
Make sure it works from the get-go.
Yeah, exactly. And
Social revolution. Bolded even. Bolded.
Yeah, even bold, yeah. Put a hashtag in front of it and just
Well, that design brief I gave you around that, so that went through a couple of iterations. If you look at the first edition, we had it came in portrait to start with.
It's a work in
the
progress.
colour mix was different, and it was actually disturbing the colour grading on the camera, and of course you couldn't really read the logo.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's still
evolved.
It's still
work in progress.
Work in progress.
I'm happy to do that.
If Apple can reinvent their logos, for all this time, so can we. Why not?
Oh, well, that's all separately. You did the rebrand on eCentral last year, you know, and that lovely font that you've used there really does bring out some really nice stylized design element in it.
Yeah, exactly.
And sort of pitches as a sort of a savvy, technical type company, you know, which is exactly what eCentral's about.
And the fonts that I've used, you would have noticed it's from one of those libraries that I spoke about earlier. So, you know, it's
translates into landscape and square.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, you got some other tips for us?
Do's and don'ts for fonts. Don't use a happy font for a serious business.
Okay.
I wouldn't use Comic Sans for that matter for
funeral parlor.
Yeah, funeral parlor. Exactly what I was gonna say. Or like a white lady funeral written in Comic Sans, or one of those scripty handwritten fonts. No. Don't do it. What you could do is right now really good fonts. You can use some serif, maybe sans serif fonts. There are a lot of awesome fonts out there. To name a few, I could say this. My current favorite font is Lust Regular.
Right, okay.
As cheesy as it sounds, it's a really good font.
I'm going to go look that up.
Yeah, look it up. It's a really good font. If I'm not wrong, it's a Google font also.
Right.
If I'm not wrong. Or it could be the Typekit, either or.
Yeah.
Clean, simple fonts. You've got, your Proxima Novas, you've got your Robotos, Arial, not Arial.
I think Roboto is actually becoming a standard font for Gmail or Google or something.
I think Google, yeah, because if you see the new logo, it's like clean. It's all text. Even though they've used all the colors that they have, it's a part of their brand.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can definitely start off with, just an all text logo. You have to use, start up with a base font if you want to modify it a little bit. Do it. It's all good.
Yeah.
But, font is, I think, it's the backbone of your brand. So make
sure
you choose.
Absolutely. Well, let's pick on something that came to mind. I'm sure you have an opinion about this. Is like Coca-Cola. Effectively, they've got two brands, haven't they? They've got their classic.
It's a subgenre, I think, maybe.
Well, it's a perennial thing, isn't it? That they can't change the taste, they can't change the shape of the bottle, they can't change. Yeah, that's so indelibly written, that brand of Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
That maybe, I'm sure they've snuck some changes through. I'm sure they've snuck some stuff through.
I haven't dug deep into that yet, but it's a good thing. Maybe it's my weekend homework. Yeah. I'll try and see if there's any changes or any subtle changes.
There's some history in that. And then Coke, as opposed to that, as a separate brand, is obviously one that maybe they came up with along the way.
It's a brand within itself, so yeah.
Well, they probably, at some point when they said, well, we actually need something that works in print, how about we shorten it down? I'm sure there's I'm going to ask you next time.
Reduction, maybe.
It's just evolution.
Minimalism.
All those things. And those buzzwords and more.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're just about out of time there. So look, in this 3-part series we've done around design, that sort of thing, you've done design for a long, long time. You've got a deep passion about it, obviously.
It juices me really. I love it.
I'll take your word for it. Now, where do people find you, Puneet?
People can find me on all social medias. Puneet Sharma, you can find me there. I have a side, project called Karma Code Design. Look it up on Facebook. I don't have an Instagram yet for that, but I'm working on it, and it will be available.
Okay, Karma Code Design. Look you up on various mediums under Puneet Sharma, yeah?
That's right. LinkedIn, Puneet Sharma. Look me up on there, and yeah. Pretty much all over Facebook and all other social medias.
Oh, fabulous. All right, there you go. So wonderful discussion. Puneet I've worked with for a number of years. Happy to have him alongside myself.
Thank you.
And talk some shit, really.
Next time.
No, have some fun. No, we've talked about some very serious stuff, but the fun we have around is obviously making it entertaining. Hopefully you have been entertained today. Yeah?
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure talking shit with you.
Okay, Puneet. Fabulous. Another episode done of the Social Revolution. We'll see you next time.